Alright, welcome to this Center Code training video about setting up the basics in your community. We're going to go over a couple of settings here that you're going to want to set up prior to launch of your community, but things that you're probably not going to have to hassle with after the initial setup. So, in this video, we're actually going to go over renaming your beta community and configuring your basic contact settings. We'll talk about how to enable public testing opportunities using open opportunities, and how to brand your beta community, make it more comfortable for your testers, and subsequently encourage participation. So, with regards to the Veridian community story, this is actually part of the configuration step prior to getting into any of the tools or the profiling resources. This is part of configuration, setting things up as a baseline. So jumping right into it, the company and community name fields, they apply to your entire beta community. You fill them out in this one place, and then they'll be applied dynamically throughout your site. The contact settings represent a default from addresses for emails coming out of your implementation, and then we're also going to be able to enable the open opportunities page for your community. Now, open opportunities are a public resource for your project recruitments. Basically, projects create a recruitment. They want to set it to be an open opportunity or a public recruitment attached to your site. You'll go to your URL/open, and you'll see a display of your open opportunities similar to the screenshot on the bottom. They pretty much just provide an external site to display your testing opportunities so that your testers don't have to have accounts yet. They can read more information about them and then apply based on that. So that said, let's go ahead and jump into the community configuration tool here within your implementation of Connect. And again, we're using our Veridian community, so we're going to be configuring things accordingly. Alright, so go ahead and click on the basic community settings. Take us to the community settings tool. The first section here under basic options, you can set your community name, company name, and your theme. Now for these, again, we're using the Veridian community here, so let's go ahead and name it accordingly. For the most part, these settings will already be set up for you, and whenever you create your implementation, these settings will be ported over directly from that creation. That final field here, the drop-down menu for your theme, gives you a list of all the themes available within your site. Right now, of course, we're using the Center Code Basic. It's a pretty bland site. We're going to spruce it up here in a little bit, but for right now, we're going to leave it like it is, and we'll come back to it in just a minute. Now, the contact information settings, each of these 4 areas, again, correspond to different areas within your tool. The general email setting corresponds to sign-up verifications, feedback comments, workflow notifications, etc. The support email goes to the Contact Us link on the left-hand menu that your users are most likely going to be using to get in contact with your beta community. Regarding the lost password email, of course, password reset and any personal account changes that are made, we'll use that one. We actually have automated systems to make it really easy for you to reset user passwords, so there's no time sink there, and this is where those emails will be coming from. The no reply corresponds to forum subscriptions and report distributions, things like that make it easy for your users to add them to their email client filters so that they don't get sent in as spam. Finally, the enable open opportunities page checkbox there allows you to enable open opportunities for your community if you want those active or not. And again, this overrides the project manager's choice. If they want to use open opportunities but it's not enabled, well, they're out of luck. Alright, so let's go ahead and add in the appropriate email addresses here. And hit submit. Alright, next we're going to talk about branding your beta community using visual themes. Now, visual themes allow you to utilize your company's branding using icons, color schemes, anything like that, whatever is applicable to your community. It's really intended to make your customers feel comfortable interacting with you. We want this to look like an extension of your site, encouraging the most participation. It instills confidence that way. So when you're developing these themes, you can actually create ones that are specific to individual projects, or you can have them go across your entire community. Now, a use case for this would be if you have a certain program or a certain product that you want a theme for specifically for a project, you can do that. The project manager will choose the theme, they'll apply it to their project, and then it'll be independent from the rest of the community. Now, keep in mind too that we do have a service wherein we create a more in-depth and customized branding for your community specific to your company. You give us some input, let us know how you want it to look, and we'll develop it custom for you. Now that said, let's jump back into the visual themes tool here on the right side. You can see a list of all the themes available within your site. So again, that drop-down menu showed those 2. Now in this case, you can create a new visual theme with a link on the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and modify the Center Code Basic theme. Now you have the section here for the logos. You can upload your header logo, login page logo, and your browser bookmark or favicon icon. A lot of times you can contact your web development team for these. So if you have those available, go ahead and choose your files and attach them. And once you get those attached, scroll down. The next section here is the colors. It provides 15 different colors wherein you can use those to modify the look and feel of your site. Now each one of the headers gives you a general idea of where these go. For instance, primary bars and mod posts, navigation headers and list headers. But we also have more in-depth documentation on our help site. That's help.centercode.com. It'll really allow you to get more in-depth with this. And again, because your implementation isn't live, feel free to tinker with this, play around with it, see if you find something that you like. For us, I'm going to go ahead and drop in some colors here. Go ahead and scroll down. And I'm going to leave this checkbox for set community theme to this theme now. I'm going to leave that active. If you wanted to create one for a project, like we mentioned before, but not activate it, you would uncheck that box. So I'm going to submit. You can see the fairly big change there, and all the different colors and whatnot. Makes it look a little bit more appropriate for this particular community. But now I'm actually going to go back into those basic community settings and set it to our custom theme for Viridian Dynamics. And again, this is a custom theme, it's going to be a bit more in-depth, but you can get a similar effect just by creating your own. Select that, hit submit, and so you can see a fairly decent change between the two. And again, if it's something you're interested in, we have a service to make a custom theme specific for you. So that pretty much covers what's going to be in this video. We reviewed the community and contact settings. We talked about enabling open opportunities for your community, and we also talked about utilizing community branding. So in the next video, we're actually going to talk about building messaging corresponding to email and things like that, so stay tuned.